Hi, everyone. Welcome to COPI Cafe, episode 22. You've got Rob Gregg and Josh Jones here, and excited to just bring you some more information, what's going on in our world, what we're building, what's new in Cornucopias, all the good stuff. So, just hang in there with us. We got several fun topics for today. And I guess, one of the first ones is we want to get the stake pool announcement going, but before we go too far,
You have
what are
me
you
worried for
drinking?
a minute. You have me
Yeah,
worried for a minute. Yeah.
I
So,
should have just kept going and let you worry
yeah.
about it for longer.
Well, I've already had 2 liters of water today, so I'm
Hmm.
trying to look after myself. And now I have this. Look, you fit 50 grams of protein, salted caramel. So
Oh,
this is my
good.
tea tonight. I'm trying to lose about half a
50,
stone for
50
Vegas.
grams of protein, half a stone before Vegas. Okay, so first of all, we don't have that statement. All right, now you've given me a lot to work with here. Um, 50 grams of protein. What's the amount of sugar and carbs in that drink? See
No
if we're
added
going to.
sugar,
No added sugar. Is there sugars?
fat free.
Is there
There's no
sugars?
there's no sugars in this. No,
Okay. Carbs?
it's 50 grams of protein. High protein milkshake with added vitamins.
Carbs? Are there carbs?
I don't know. I'll send you a link.
Just look at the macros, man. It's on every bottle. Okay, good drink, good drink. Sounds good. Well, if you're getting 50 grams of protein, you got to go hit the gym after this and make sure you capitalize on
I
on
think
putting
I'll
that
only have
into.
half of it.
Okay, only half. All right. Well, then you can do half a workout and then finish the other half after.
Well, I usually go for a game of football at this time of night, so I'll be doing
Oh,
that.
nice. You'll be ready. Okay. Very cool. I'm having, I'm a little boring today as usual, but a Waterloo.
A blue one.
Yeah, this one's summer berry
Oh,
flavors. Looks like a raspberry, blueberry, blackberry. It's okay.
all the berries.
Yeah, I need to increase the variety of
Very,
my bevs apparently for
very
Kobe
good.
Cup. Very good then.
So you've got an orange one and a blue one. You got a nice little rainbow of flavors going on.
Oh, interesting. Interesting how you work those words in there. Um, okay, so uh, stake pool. We have a
Wow.
cornucopia stake pool going, and that is up to 49 million delegated. I saw an estimated 32 blocks, I believe,
Yeah.
for one of these next epochs. Now, that doesn't mean that you will always get that estimation, but we have a pretty good chance of getting that number of blocks. So the pool is performing really well, and it's very exciting for everyone. And again, I'll mention it. The way that you can participate in this is by typing in COPI within your whatever wallet that you're using. When you click to delegate, you find the COPI pool. One thing to be very careful about is that you're going to this COPI pool because there are scammers out there.
Mm.
2 points I need to bring up actually regarding this. Number one, uh, when the way the scam works is somebody creates another pool called COPI, and you go on and you think, oh, there's COPI. I'm going to go ahead and stake to it. They build it up enough to where they're getting blocks and winning blocks, and they've got enough people faked out. You have no idea. You're still getting paid some rewards. Then one day they switch the pool fees to 100%. Doesn't mean you lose any of your ADA. It means you don't get your ADA rewards, and they just basically steal all the ADA rewards. It's a stake pool scam. Now, another point that I should mention is you can never lose the ADA that's in your wallet already. With stake pool, you delegate your stake. All that means is you're assigning you have staking keys. You're assigning the staking keys to a certain pool. It just tells the algorithm who is where and how, and that's how that works. So there's zero chance of you losing your ADA because of delegating. So that's important to know. But yeah, if you want to find the right pool, go to our Discord, look up the pool ID, look for this Cornucopias pool with 49 million active stake, or I don't know if that's
And
active yet, but
we only
40,
have
49.
one stake pool.
Yes, We only have
So
one
so
stake pool
so,
right
so
now.
that's another scam. I've seen one, COPI 2. It's a scam.
Right.
Even
Right.
though they have our logo and our branding, they've
And
been
we've
reported.
petitioned to get those
Yeah.
delisted. So that is in motion. We're doing everything we can. It's decentralized, so it's not exactly easy. It's not like we can just turn that pool off. It is not our option to do that. But we can petition to get it delisted, and that is already in process so that we can make sure we've done our part to keep you guys safe, but also do your own part, be diligent, make sure you're going to the right pool, and help support what we're doing. We're decentralizing, helping to further decentralize the Cardano network. Our fees are
Hmm.
a standard 5%. That's pretty much average. Some people charge way more if they're doing an ISPO. With us, you also earn some COPI rewards as well, and so those should be kicking in fairly soon. There's typically a good delay in several epics. So even if for those that got in for that founders epic, that hadn't even started yet. Uh, so that's going to be a
Yeah.
little bit, but yeah, it's a great way to earn some extra copy. Anyway, we don't want to spend too long on that, so I'm going to move on to our um next topic here. Custom dome sale. How'd you feel about that, Rob?
I mean, I thought the custom dome sale went extremely well. We did an awful lot of planning. It is a bear market as well, and yeah, the technology we evolved it, and we changed it to a raffle system as well.
Yep.
I just think, yeah, it went incredibly well. I think it was the fairest yet. We also built into it our new, what we're calling our Cornucopias fair play algorithm. So we've gathered a lot of data about mints, over the previous tree mints and some previous ones, and we had a few instances where we saw people not playing fair. So the system automatically cancelled them, even though they placed orders and refunded them. So that was great. Um, that system, I think, is, it's early days for that algorithm. I think it behaved okay. It can definitely do a lot better. But yeah, that is the start of something incredible. That algorithm.
No, I completely agree. I think the algorithm is it's a useful tool to help us to really protect. Again, there's
From the
costs that
box.
we take to try to make this as fair as possible for the
Mhm.
community and everybody that's participating in our mints, which we aren't going to have any more mints for quite a while, other than the collectors club mints, which will be a different nature. That'll be a much smaller type mint where we partner up with NFT projects around the Cardano ecosystem. So that's going to be a fun thing that we do there. But yeah, it was, I believe, our best sale yet. I mean, in terms of the tech functionality, the experience that users had, the way
Yep.
everything went, we have had time to improve and continue to improve by doing multiple sales in succession the way we have, and we've created an excellent experience for everyone, and so I'm really proud of our tech. Very
Yeah,
exciting stuff there.
it's tough, like we've seen with the state pool. Scammers are everywhere. People are playing unfair. It's not fair to the people that have been following our project and want to get in our project and hold. It's
Hmm.
even not fair to the people that want to come in and flip when bots can come in and do what they're trying to do. But we blocked a lot with this new system, and the next mint, whenever that is, it's going to evolve quite a lot. We've got a lot more things in the pipeline. Yeah, we will get it a lot fairer. And I mean, it's pretty fair this time. But what we have planned, yeah,
Yep.
it's cat and mouse with the scammers and the bots.
It is. We're just going to continue to improve,
Hmm.
and I think we've got some of the best tech on Cardano for NFT minting. So it's really exciting
Yep.
to have. One thing we didn't talk about though is that with the custom domes, some of the new content. Wow. Okay. We revealed real gameplay content. You know what? One of the things
Yep.
that surprised me was with that, the PvP video that night. vision zone that David had showed, where they're playing at night. That gets me thinking creatively.
Oh, we
Like
haven't shown that.
eventually, we didn't show that the night
No,
vision. That wasn't part of the clips.
no.
Not even in the when it was a lot darker. I think it might have been in the
Oh,
gameplay demo, or it
oh,
might have
okay,
been in one of the videos. Maybe
right.
not. If we haven't, either way, it gets me imagining like the city
Yeah,
streets and the dark city and
that's a
lampposts
leak.
and rain and like all sorts of fun stuff. Like when the environment changes, uh, that's one of the coolest things about
Yeah,
Unreal Engine is we can create weather systems and lighting systems and all of that. So it gives you that variety. But
yeah. And there's more weapons to come. The turrets, we had to turn the
turrets, yeah.
turrets off. The artificial intelligence behind those turrets was, yeah, nothing was getting past those turrets, so we had to turn that off.
Yeah, they were intense. That was fun.
Yeah,
Anyway, a lot of fun and real gameplay. Like we showed, real footage where he's running around shooting and playing the game. So
yeah.
I'm so fired up about that. It's very exciting. Our team did a remarkable job once again. So yeah, all right. What's next up? So fair play land staking. What did we want to cover there? When staking, Rob?
Well, we've been asked a lot of questions because currently you can stake the themed zone land. So the natural follow up questions is when flying vehicles staking and then when custom dome
Yeah.
staking.
Yeah, and the way that you are currently able to stake your theme zones is as long as they are in the same wallet that your ADA's in, and then you basically delegate to the COPI pool, right? If your land is in that wallet, then that enables drip drops tech to pick it up. And so the
Hmm.
way pretty soon here we're going to start reminding the community, hey, go pick up your rewards from drip drops for
Yep.
staking in our pool and for having the land staking going on. So there's land staking rewards currently in play, not the custom domes yet. Those are coming at the end of this. So we're going to this first land staking was an experiment. We wanted to see how it worked. Some of the best rewards we'll have is in those current land staking because as we move down time wise, we got to spread the rewards out over quite a few different categories, and so we can't just flood the market with COPI, tokens. So this is a great test for us, and then the theme zone or the custom dome staking will be in about I guess 2 months, 2.5 months when this first round of theme zone staking ends. So then it'll be two land staking programs going: Theme Zone and Custom Domes. Yeah. Okay. Very good. So that's easy to do. Mobile. What do you want to tell us about mobile, Rob?
So we've done two lots of public testing now with the Mythic holders,
Hmm.
and we've had a lot of feedback. Um, and we've now taken on board what they're saying, and we're working on a part two of that mobile game. We saw a demo of it this week in this week's um, team meeting. So I don't want to spoil what that part two is, but when you get past the current level, there is another part two, the actual rescue side of it. I should have say. So now you I'm kind of spoiling it. You the the flying vehicle that you choose will now make sense because you'll get to see and use that flying vehicle
Yeah, it's
somehow.
incorporating more of the story. It's bringing
Yeah,
some depth and variety to the mobile game,
the
which is
story will be coming as well. That's a good part. We have this amazing um artist. I'm looking for the word. It's a concept artist. It's a graphical artist. A storyboard artist. I don't really know what the correct word. The artist. There's so many different categories that they work in. That will add to the start of that story as well.
yeah,
So those are incredible. So all that will come in the next version of the mobile. Hopefully that will be ready by the time we go to Vegas.
yeah, agreed. Vegas. Speaking of Vegas, we could jump to that. Another topic that we had to cover. So prepping for Vegas. What all do we want to cover there. It's going to be fun. I mean, if you're able to come to cNFTcon, please come out there and see us. We will be at uh, that conference. It'll be a lot of fun.
We have something big planned that will leak. We have something big planned, but it's difficult to to have that working by Vegas. So we're not gonna leak
We can't
what we've
promise,
got.
but yeah, like
No.
there's going to be some pretty cool stuff if we could pull it off. It
Yeah,
is a short timeline. Is that like a
yeah.
month from now?
We
It's a
we
month
have
and three. It's 1 month and 5 days or somewhere around there.
we can hint at what we're aiming for because this week I think where did we announce it? Did we announce it on Twitter? Did we in a Twitter space? But we've had the multiplayer working. We've took on a multiplayer new employee full
Yep.
time, and we now have multiplayer, which is what we in August, 6 months ahead of schedule. Now we have multiplayer in Cornucopias, so you can kind of guess what we're trying to aim for Vegas, but it's going to be very exciting. But it's a really tight deadline, so
Yeah,
we're doing our best.
well, if we could pull it off, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have multiple screens set up. One would be just for a game, like a looping video that's demoing our avatar building system. Just a quick looping video that people could see those getting demoed, right? And the building system getting demoed, things like that. But then the ones that will actually allow you guys to play with is what Rob's alluding to, and
No
we'll see.
spoilers.
We'll see if we can get there. Yeah, we won't say what. Um,
No.
so lots of fun there. And you mentioned the new multiplayer. So we have a couple new hires, and one of them is a senior DevOps networking engineer that's going to help us get um, the multiplayer in the cloud. So what we've got currently working
Yeah.
is locally hosted multiplayer, which is important, as well as multiplayer in the cloud. Obviously, that really allows us to go to scale and allows you to play with users all over the world, kind of thing. And we've got that position brought on. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I am. We this is a really important position, and we spent a lot of time trying to find this resource,
Fumbling
o-
around when it was right in front of us.
only to find out he was already working for us on another part of the game as a contractor. So the contractor is now full time, and yeah, and
Well,
is
very
and
soon.
is
Yeah.
yeah, very exciting hire.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good guy. I'm pretty pumped to bring him on, and was excited that David and Jim were really
Yeah.
appreciative of where he's at and what he can bring to the table.
Well,
Because that was
we'll
not an easy one in our
no,
searches and in our ads that we had running and things like that. It was not an easy position to fill in the way and with the qualities and skill sets that we wanted. Not
yeah.
easy.
We'll see.
So
We'll see if he'll come on the show in a few weeks,
yeah.
and if he does, yeah, I think a few jaws will drop.
Yeah, and another position we brought on is a 3D animator artist type that is really skilled. Really
Yeah.
skilled is great hire, and I think that's going to be a great value add for us. So very exciting.
Well,
I think you.
he's a senior, so he'll be able to share some of the stuff that David does as well, and then they'll be able to expand and other
Yep.
teams underneath them. So yeah, that's another really important hire.
Yes. Agreed. All right. Let's move into the Discord questions. We are trying our best, Rob and I, uh, to keep this to the length that you guys wanted, which is a little shorter. We're trying to keep it at 30 minutes. And so we've got about 11 minutes left. We want to
And
answer a few Discord questions and then give you guys our leak, some other stuff that we're thinking about right now.
Mhm.
So, do you want to ask me some of those Discord questions, or how do you want to go about that part?
Yes, I will do. What happens if the COPI pool becomes oversaturated? Will this affect COPI and ADA rewards that they receive?
Yeah. So if a pool became oversaturated, we want to try to protect you guys from that as best as
And what
possible.
does that mean as well?
So there's a parameter, and I forget the name of it, like the K parameter, maybe, with stake pools. I'm not the technical guy, but I believe there's a parameter and it's set to around 64 million 80 ADA. So when 64 million ADA are staked in the pool, anything above that does not increase the reward. So it does mean that you're now diluting the rewards in that particular pool. So what we will do is, as we're nearing that mark, we'll spin up another. We'll start up another COPI pool, and that way we let everybody know, hey, we're nearing the saturation point. Let's try to get some people over to this new pool, which most likely will keep it the same name, and we'll have a pool ID for you guys, and so that you can make sure that you're going to the right place if and when that time occurs. So yes, if you go over, that does create an effect that dilutes, so to
Yeah.
speak, and so and that would also, once we go over that parameter, that will also dilute the COPI rewards as well. But look, this is just a gift that's on top of the ADA reward. So there's not much we can do there. It's going to take care of everybody. The
Yeah.
earlier you got in, the better. But overall, I think this is a pretty generous gift for the community and helping us to
Yeah.
participate
And,
in.
and this is how Charles designed the stake pools. He put these parameters in place.
Yeah.
We don't have to create another stake pool. If people really don't want us to, we can just stick with the one. But we haven't built a second one yet. So if you see more than one, it's not us.
Yes, that's correct. And we haven't even determined whether we would go with the second one yet or not, but
Yeah.
it's something to discuss. We're open to the idea. So okay, what else? Any other questions there, Rob? Take two
Yeah.
more and then we need to move on to our leak.
Okay. So another question then is talking about the naming of the custom domes. If you have a business, how can we avoid Ada handle type rush where people are trying to take all these popular titles?
It's a good, interesting question. So first knee jerk reaction is, I think, to for there to be a rush of buying up A to handle type names, or it's not the same kind of thing where it's 15. I don't know what A to handle charges, but to be able to name a dome currently, the way that we're thinking of is you have to own that NFT to then
Hmm.
being able to name and brand that
Yeah, so it's
dome.
not unlimited. There's
Right.
not an
So that
unlimited
would be
amount of
fairly
names.
expensive to go buy up 2,000 domes, right? You'd have to go
Yeah,
buy up 2,000 domes, or whatever, if you're trying to grab up all the. It doesn't make sense. So I'm not too concerned about that problem, really. But that being said, it's still early. We haven't figured out exactly how the domes will be named or how they'll be put into use with the search engine marketing that we've discussed as one of the benefits to the rarity and the pathways people have to getting to you. There's a lot that we still have to figure out details wise for that, but
yeah,
it's a
and
great question.
we have governance in the game as well. So if any will if there's any profanity or anything that's undesirable in there, some of it we will stop because we just won't let people choose those names in the first place. That'll be built into the game. And if others slip through, then yeah, we'll have governance that the community will police that immediately and close it down.
Yeah. Yeah, so trying to keep it a family friendly type of
Mhm.
brand where if certain things did need to happen in another way with a private dome or something like that, there might be options like that down the line, but right now that's not
Yeah.
necessarily a part of the plan. All right, one final question, then we need to move into our leak.
Well, these two are kind of related and will probably lead naturally into the leak anyway. So Beowulf's asked, how many input nodes, does bread production chain have? I was having a chat in Discord. So, he talked about bread production. And then Not a Bot, another one of our mods, says, in terms of crafting, I understand there will be food recipes. As an organic human that requires food to survive, will I be able to build a kitchen in my home bubble and craft recipes there? Or do I have to travel to the theme zone to craft some food?
Well, those are some fun questions. And I
No
do not
question.
know the answer to those questions. That's getting
Mm,
pretty granular. That's actually does bring up our next topic, which is our leak. Some of
yeah.
what we're working on with the in-game economy. I didn't know if you wanted to shine any light on those questions before I bring the slide up,
Well,
but
I think what it does is this is great. This is a great lead into a part of Cornucopias that we've never spoken about. We know we've got artists, we know we've got developers. We've mentioned that we have analysts, but what does an analyst do? And an analyst can work on different parts of the business. So they can look at business processes, they can look at um, how we're running our software, but a key area of what the analysts look into as well is the economy and the game economics. And well, I suppose the best way to do now is to actually bring up the slide that we're talking about. We have been so let me just give you some context behind this. This is an example. It's still a work in process of a supply chain for how you make bread. Um, Now, an analyst, what we're looking at doing within the game is we're looking at how bread and many other things in Cornucopias will be crafted together. We're working them backwards to the top level where we can have a look at the crops and natural resources. And this all leads into so many things happen in this process. So first of all, we have to analyze hundreds of different food chains. So this is big brain thinking that our analysts are going and doing. But then we have to take some liberties and we have to simplify them because it is a game and we don't want you to grind absolutely everything. So we have this balance, and when we're 6 months into this process already, but I think it's going to take at least another 6 months and probably another year of ongoing stuff just to build out everything that we want to plan for version for the first few years of the daily grinds within there. So
well,
if
yeah,
we go on the
it
left,
adds a lot of complexity creating a in-game economy.
yeah,
So you're
what,
talking about overall to give a meta perspective, we've got to figure out how to take raw materials, what raw materials to utilize,
yeah,
and then what the end product is and how do we get them to that end product. And that's going to be part of the game that you play in the themed zones, which to me is very exciting. So I love this
yeah.
conversation. I love participating in creating what is it going to be. We talked about the sum last for the land sale with, okay, what kind of shops are we going to have? Are we going to have a machine shop or a metalsmith type of
Hmm.
shop? Which, okay, well, the raw material for that is going to be ore. So we're going to have an ore mine, and then that's going to have to go to the metalsmith or whatever. And then these are the
Yeah.
products that he could, and everything Rob's talking about. Super. It's a lot of fun, really.
So we know that the landowners, they are farms. So ultimately, when we look at how bread's made, if we go to the left hand and work down, we we start off with seeds, wheat seeds. They could be sunflower seeds or corn seeds. Those grown. So that's a game. That's a little mini game and an entire loop that will happen within a farm. That end product then will be delivered. Again, something else that needs to happen will be delivered to a mill. The
Hmm.
mill could be on the land. It could be an entire factory. Again, something else we need to think about. That's then delivered to a bakery, and the bakery then it ends up in the shops, turned into a sandwich. Overarching idea behind that is we have a needs system in the game. We have
Right.
we have two kind of need systems. We have the needs of the player, because as the player is going round, they're using up energy. They need to eat. We also have a need system in terms of building. So when you're in your home bubble and you want to build your house, well, you want to have walls, you want to have windows that have glass. So all this gets boiled down and has to come from raw materials. and manufacturing somewhere. So these are all the processes and this is one example of them. So to
Yep.
make bread, for example, the for bread, if we go from the bottom upwards, bread is kind of made from dough, and then the dough itself. The main ingredients for dough really is kind of water, yeast, flour, and salt. Some people, I mean, I know we're going to get people saying, no, you need to make it this. There's so many different ways of making bread. Some people will add sugar
Egg,
to it.
milk.
Some people will add honey to it. Honey comes from bees. Some people will add milk and eggs. They come from cows. The wheat that's produced in the farm, not only will that go to produce the flour in the mills, that can also be used to feed the cattle and feed the chickens. There's an awful lot that's gone in.
So
So
it does lend an element of learn to earn here that is not as direct as some of our original thinking. But that being said, it does put you a little more in touch with the food chain and the food supply chain, and
yeah,
get you thinking about food potentially in a different way. And so it's somewhat educational in that manner, which is kind of cool for
yeah,
a young kid to get in and play this. They're going to possibly learn some new things about making bread or whatever it may be.
yeah,
We may not look, just to set the framework for this. This is a work in progress for anyone watching.
yeah.
This is our current analysis on just one element, right? So that it doesn't mean that we're coming to the game with this exact setup. This is what we're thinking
Hmm.
through, we're iterating on.
Correct.
We're
Yeah,
probably going to have to simplify this quite a bit for the first iteration for an MVP. But for the most part, these are things that we have to think about so that we can fully think it through. And then,
yeah.
to David's point the other day, we need to be able to uh, what's it called? Model it out. We need to be able to utilize a model
Yeah.
that lets us know, so we could test all sorts of different variables and see how that goes, the end game economy. But
Yeah,
it's pretty exciting
and
stuff.
and although this is definite real life science, in real life, people drive cars. That does not mean to say you have to know how a car is built and the whole production line and all that. So we will make this simple and we'll make it fun. And there's lots of things in here that was going on. So you can see there was bees in there was cows, there will be sheep, there'll be rock salt, so that hints at mining. There's tons that you could probably study on that one bread production, and then yeah, we've analyzed quite a lot of stuff, and we will continue to. So this is what the analysts do in the game. Some people that'll be like, whoa, that's a bit. It'll be very very simple, and for other people, they will see how. Right, what's in fashion this week? Do I need? Am I overproducing corn? Do I need to stop producing corn and maybe make pumpkins? How do the different zones trade with each other? Lots to explore there. We could probably spend hours
Well,
going
yeah,
through
and
some of
one area may have be rich in certain mines. One
that. Hmm.
sector might be rich in certain mines, another one may
Yeah,
not. And then you've got to figure out, how are we going to get these resources to
yeah.
over here, and
How
lots of fun
how
stuff there. What kind of
how
vehicle? How are we going to
yeah, I was
carry
gonna
all
say
those rocks?
how
Yeah.
how how are bubble jets made? What's those raw materials? How are they powered? How do you make the biofuels?
Hmm. Yeah.
Loads of
Lot
questions.
lots of
Don't
fun
worry,
stuff that does
it'll be
play into
very
the.
simple and lots of fun.
Yeah, it will. It will. Well, it's a lot. We're having a lot of fun just iterating through it and thinking about it. Okay. Well, keeping it short, we're at 34 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Listen, I want to tell you guys that now that we're past the Custom Dome sale, we have really narrowed our roadmap for the rest of the year. We're getting into prep for Vegas and Rare Bloom, those two events, cNFTcon and Rare Bloom, and then diving into our core game loop. And so we are in a build, build, build phase. Not that we haven't been. We've been building, 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 but we really get to hunker down and focus on the core game loop now, which is great because we've built a lot of these assets. We've built different things that will be utilized in the game. We've built Sector One. We've built the mobile mini game. There's a lot of stuff that we've already built, but now we're going to focus on that core game loop so we can move towards alpha testing at some point next year. So very exciting. Thanks all for watching. Any final last words, Rob? You want to sing us out? Rob's going to
I,
sing us
I,
out real quick.
I don't, I'm not going to sing you out this week, but Vegas has an open mic. I will be singing in Vegas.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Everyone have a great day.
Bye bye.